What's going on, everybody? Welcome to your daily astrology horoscope for Thursday, May 23rd, 2024. Astrologer Brian Scarborough here, Fixed Air Moon, keeping the collective fixed on astrology. Well, we get a full moon in Sagittarius. Moon is done with Scorpio. That's great. And we got a Jupiter-Venus conjunction at the same time. And we got good aspects to Pluto with the moon and the sun. And the moon's full. There's a lot of good things here. Take a look at the chart, of course. This full moon will, of course, happen at 3 degrees. All this energy, I mean, really, it's conjunct. The sun's really still in conjunction, hasn't really separated. Venus is getting ready to pass the sun for the superior conjunction. We got the moon full in Sag. I mean, of course, a full moon, can bring out the werewolves. So emotions are heightened, of course. This is definitely bringing a lot in the realms of truth. This is the truth axis. This is the truth of yourself, your own opinions, your mind, the way we think linearly. Where the sun's at in Gemini and where the moon's at in Sagittarius, this is a higher way of thinking. This is a more philosophical approach. This is a more spiritual approach. This is not so much about what we learned in school, right? Even though, of course, Sag can represent higher learning of collegiate universities. But I don't know how many here are in college still. But if you're in college, wow, you probably got finals. Oh boy. Isn't that funny that it works out that way? Or you just had them. You just got the results back. It's funny. Anyways. Um, Hopefully we're able to blend the energy today because we can really want to look really far out. And especially with Venus and Jupiter coming together, we can really want to go out there. And especially with those energies coming together almost exactly in sextile to Neptune, it's a far out day. This moon is far out of this world. So when it comes to understanding the truth of your situation now with the Gemini season, super important. Venus is going to ingress into Gemini by the end of the day. Super important stuff. It's going through the Pleiades. And not only that, but they're meeting in the Pleiades. There's a lot of light energy to this full moon, I'm not going to lie. Even Pluto making really good aspects to it. Venus getting ready to trine Pluto. There's so much positive things that can come from releasing an out sort of dated bond to some way that things have to be, but by seeing the way things are now, adapting, being able to have hope and faith that you have what it takes with all the Aries, Mars, North Node. Mars is right in between Chiron and the North Node in Aries in its home sign. That you have the ability to fight your way out of anything right now. But you gotta have hope, you gotta have faith, but you can't be so far into never never land that you're not in reality. So that's the fight right now. Is like there's some deep urges to go on the journey, to make things happen, to explore different parts of our own environments, of our own realms, to make things more jovial, happier, more beneficial in our lives. We get a great opportunity to release some outdated stories. We get a great opportunity to release philosophies even that don't serve our truth in the now. And it's perfectly okay for truth to change. Remember, these are very mutable signs, Gemini and Sag. It is perfectly okay to have a change of mind, a change of philosophy, because information has presented itself. An opportunity has presented itself. An action that you could take presented itself, and you took it. And now there's changes from these actions. So remember that there's so much positivity right now that it's almost overwhelming. But what are we going to do with it? We got to do something with it. So I think we want to make sure that the glass isn't completely full, that our glass is, not half empty, but half full. But there's room. We got to leave some room in our glass here. And hopefully that's something the Scorpio moon helped us purge out coming up to this full moon. That's hopefully something that Pluto in good aspects can help us do in a positive way, is to purge out what isn't necessary, what we're holding on to that isn't serving our highest potential, that isn't serving our own highest good, our own highest way forward in life, and our own highest environment of the reality that we live on a day-to-day that we're experiencing right now. So it's pretty epic stuff. Even the moon's gonna trine Neptune. There's just like a lot. There's a lot of magic right now. I feel like it's hard to see too. I feel like reality's just felt sludgy and it's felt dense. And it can almost be like, yeah, Brian, sure, like there's positive stuff right now, whatever you say. But a lot of this is a knowing inside of yourself that there is that positivity, that there is that next step, that there is more to the story, and that we don't have to know it all to get there, that we can be perfectly okay with learning, and that maybe a piece of information presents itself, and we want to be able to accept that piece of information without being so dogmatic about one certain way. This way's this way or the highway. There's a lot of different ways. There's many, many, many different ways to get to the same spot, and we do it over and over again. And I think now we need to be very conscious of that because it might not be the way you envisioned. We might feel some sense of disillusionment, but we want to be okay with that. We want to be accepting that a new piece of truth has come into our life to bring more quality, to bring better relationships, to bring a stronger bond to ourselves, a stronger bond to others, more assertiveness, more willingness to journey out and keep living. And I think that this is a great full moon to release what is not serving you for those principles, to release what is holding you back from something bigger and better, to realize that it's okay to not know it all, and that you can actually have more fun, you can be happier if you don't know it all. Because people can really feel like they know it all with a moon in Sag, especially full. I know it all, I graduated. I passed my finals today. Okay, buddy. Okay. The moon's out of bounds too, as it typically is when it comes into Sag. There's a lot of possibility on the table right now. Neptune's trying to show us something that dreams are made of, if you will. We can almost feel like it's a spell, like it ain't real. And you know what? It might not be real right now. But every little action you take, everything you do that is for your best good, your highest values, for something that you want to make happen in life, that you want to expand, that you want to grow, this is your time to dream about that and to release all the dumb stories we tell ourselves. Trust me, I do it too. Gotta get rid of those weird, dumb stories that are based around Mars Chiron of failure and not being powerful and strong enough. Remember that the North Node's still right there in Aries saying you better take your life, put it in your hands and act and go. That's where it's at. So, bye-bye to all those stories that don't serve your highest value and potential. See ya. I don't want them anymore. Later. Hope everybody's doing well. I'm already tired. It's 5 in the afternoon. I've been up since 4. And I'm tired. I'm tired. But hoping you all have a great full moon. And you know what? This just popped in my head. I'm not even one to like promote like putting your crystals out and stuff for a full moon. Like I don't like do it if you want, you know? I'm kind of like, oh yeah, cool, you do that, sweet. Done it. I've been there. I don't do it anymore. But this is one of those full moons to do a ritual for, you know? To put the crystals out, to put the moon water out, to meditate, to have a ceremony. This is a special full moon for our future. This is a special one for where the story can go. And I don't usually say shit like that for full moons either, but there's too much stuff happening around it to not see the importance and how we can limit ourselves in our own story and not even know we're doing it, which is just debilitating our own manifestation, which there's a lot of that right now, and we need to manifest right now, you know? We need to. Can't get by in this world if you're not doing any manifesting, you know? All right. Temperance in reverse. Yeah, I feel like it's not time to wait around and do this stuff. Like, it's time to go now. Like, we can't just diddle daddle, put a foot in the water, test it out, see how it feels. Like, the time for patience has passed. Now it's really a time for action and exploration and adventure on where things can actually go. And are we ready to go do that? I think that that card's prime for this right now, because we can't just sit around and wait for something to come find us. We can't just sit around and wait for the journey to find us. It's time to go make the journey happen and stop holding ourselves back from it, or being scared or emotionally caught up in something else that's keeping us from our story, you know? I love you all very much. I hope you have a beautiful full moon, and I will see you all mañana. Much love. Peace.